Are we live?
We are live.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Normally, I start by saying happy Monday, but today's Tuesday, so our schedule's off a little bit, but that's okay. We're so happy that you took the time out of your day to spend it with us and learn from us. Before I start, make sure today, now, you like, subscribe to our channel. Leave us comments because we will address comments, questions at the end, but we also just love your feedback. It helps us help you. So today we have a topic.
Hey guys, real quick. Hey.
Whoa!
Hey,
What is this, man?
Sorry to interrupt the live. You know, I gotta say, we're having some issues.
Okay.
With some other brands, they're getting a little mad at us for
Crushing them.
Well, all their customers are switching to Livegood to save money and get higher quality products. So I just wanted to come and ask you, what do you think we should do about that?
Should I say I'm sorry, or
yeah, I don't know. I mean, should we raise our prices or start skimping on quality? What do you think we should do?
I'm out if you do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
I
out.
guess we should just keep going and keep crushing it. And
Let's do it.
yeah, awesome.
Keep
Love
bringing
it.
products
All
out.
right, keep up the good work. Good job, guys.
All right, so you're not staying around for the prostate health conversation.
Dude, I'm going to be watching from my computer. But great job. You guys are awesome. Have an awesome day, guys.
All right, special guest CEO Ben Glinsky. Thanks for joining, Ben.
Yeah. All right. So they just said it, prostate health. That is our topic today.
Yep.
So this is prostate
Tailored
health.
to men.
Well, yes, but it's actually my most requested supplement at the moment is Livegood going to bring out a prostate health supplement. And so many times, like I reply, that if you're taking what we're telling you to take from our Livegood supplements, you are already supporting your prostate. So we're going to discuss a little bit about prostate health. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just looking down at my computer, guys, because we're live streaming across. So I just want to make sure everything's kosher. We've been having tech difficulties recently.
Yeah. So we're going to discuss. I'm going to let you start by discussing a little bit about prostate health and maybe some statistics going on.
Yeah.
And then we'll just lay it out there. What Livegood supplement stack is best for prostate health?
Yeah, and look, I did make a couple notes too, just to keep myself fresh and reminded on the topic. But something that's relevant lately, even Joe Biden, our ex-president now, but he got diagnosed with prostate cancer that had metastasized into the bone. So it was an advanced form of prostate care. And this is an example of the sick care model, the reactive model, because they basically stopped screening him for a blood test called a PSA after I think 72 was his last test. So that's basically along lines with the recommendations. They look at the actuarial tables, they say the lifespan, and they say basically you can stop screening after the age of 70. And there you go. So why would they not be just doing a routine blood work? Well, it's not necessarily required. But in this example, the prostate cancer spread into the bone. Now he's going to have a diminished health span.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like the lifespan might live out according to the actuarial table, but the health span is going to be compromised now. And you also see that across women and even as breast cancer as an example. But the screening is so cheap cost-wise because it's a simple blood test for the most part. Now, there are other levels of screening, and we can touch on those a little bit today. I don't think we're going to touch on any real pharmacotherapy or anything because it's not really what the point of the conversation is. But as an example, guys, it is so easy to get the screening done. And this is a highly preventable, I'm talking about the cancer component now to prostate health. We know that not all cases are cancerous, right? They're not all lethal. But in the cancer world, it's a highly preventive cancer. And unfortunately, it's also the number 2 killer of men's cancers, most of the time because there's just the lack of screening and it metastasizes. So that's kind of the other conditions of prostate we need to talk about is like, as you see in cancer, but you also see it in BPH, but it's just the enlargement of prostate.
Right, which can take away from quality of life. So it doesn't have to just be
it's a quality of life. That's right.
To the cancer aspect, but it really affects a men's quality of life.
It does, and significantly, starting around at the age of 50, basically. But so let's just hit the stats real quick because I do want you to hear these stats. I just thought so. So over the age of 50, right, at 50 and older, you're 50 to 60% of men are going to have some urinary tract dysfunction, right? They're going to have troubles with weak stream, hesitancy, urgency, multiple trips in the night, increase in frequency. Those are the things, and they suck. That's not it's a really, like you said, a disruption to quality of life. But by the age of 60, the numbers go up to close to 80%. They're basically 80%. Wow. 8 out of 10 men by the age of 60 are going to have symptoms of this enlarged prostate, whether it's BPH or something else. But typically that's what it is just the enlarged prostate. And the fact that it surrounds and compresses down on the urethra, which is sort of the tunnel, the channel where the urine flows through from the bladder. So that's where you start getting these symptoms. And I think most men know that, right? right? And they've seen the commercials, right? The pharmacy commercials. They've heard about it, but they don't realize how simple the screening process is.
Right.
You know,
and really what you can do to support.
But
health.
there's a lot to support it, but there's also like the screening, if it's a simple blood test, but there's also like multiple biomarkers there's one biomarker, which is the antigen, the protein in the blood, but they take it and then they have all these other tests now that they can look at based on that one to give you a really better probability or diagnosis, because a lot of it can be false negatives and false positives. So there's a lot of issues along with the PSA test alone by itself. And then of course there's a stepwise approach to getting more, conclusive diagnostic.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
did you read the statistics that you had?
I did. Yeah. There was just those two. By the
okay.
age of 50, it's 50 to 60% of men. It's a lot. Like they basically say all men die with some form of enlarged prostate.
Sure.
You know, so, but the urinary thing is a problem because not only like nighttime disruption of sleep, but you're also talking about your planning, right? Like if you're not going to wear some type of men's diaper and you're going to go out, and you have to think now about this, you know, but you also see these types of changes in women. Now, prostate is specific to men, obviously, right? But women don't have a prostate, but they also see these hormonal changes along in perimenopause and menopause, where some of those things happen in the bladder too, where similar symptoms like lack of control of bladder function and incontinence issues.
So while you're talking about the hormones, like dive into how hormones affect the prostate.
Yeah, simply put, it can very likely be a hormonal disruption.
Okay.
And we'll find out like more as we go, but that's why a lot of these supplements also can be beneficial, like a saw palmetto, right? Maybe it can help balance out your estrogen levels. So in men, you might see high estrogen levels in men.
And lower testosterone, or just the imbalance.
Well, the testosterone isn't so much of a determinant, but the DHT is a big part of it. So the DHT, the estrogen, which are both very easy to test in blood work, and of course play a significant role in the health of the prostate, really in all organs of the body. And that's why we promote so much about being aware of your hormones.
Sure.
And all the lifestyle measures. So this is also a discussion around lifestyle. Yeah. This applies to men and women, but this really is what it comes down to, because there's quite a bit that you should focus on for lifestyle, because the pharmacotherapy part, it immediately goes to polypharmacy. Like there's never really like just one drug. And typically it's at least two classes of drugs, and both of them have these weird side effects. Like I know the side effects really well for both classes, you know, and they're not pleasant. They're uncomfortable.
So you're taking something to fix something, but you're getting these other unwanted side effects, which is very common. So also like hitting on the inflammation though. So you talked about like, you know, hormone imbalances, male hormone imbalances, but also inflammation. I mean, that's what's going on with the enlarged prostate, right? So we talk a lot at Livegood. We talk a lot about inflammation. I mean, you guys hear us over and over and over again. It's always tied into the discussion, the topic that we're discussing.
That's right. So before we jump into the supplement side, let's hit real quick on the lifestyle measures. So if you're suffering from nocturia, which is urination at night, let's first time our beverages. Let's stop our drinking certain time before bed, right? We have to not consume a lot of fluid volume before bed.
Right.
So like front load. You have a good
well, it's basically like, you know, if you can stop, before dinner, you have your dinner, you're not really supposed to drink a lot when you're eating anyways. So like minor sips to like wet the palate, but kind of cut it off there. And I understand, like personally I get very thirsty before bed and I hate it. But I mean, just taking little sips, you know, like an ice cube or something, just because nobody wants to have that disrupted sleep regardless of what's going on.
The next one that I remembered this a little bit, but this just reminded me. Sleep apnea is a major contributor, believe it or not. And it's crazy because
now prostate health?
Yeah, of course. And nocturia, and because the different things that are happening, like increase in fluctuation of blood pressure and different things that are happening in the sleep, so it can cause you to get up more and have more frequency of urination throughout the night. But you got to really figure out your sleep, the quality of your sleep. And that's number one. If we can dial that in, that can help a little bit. But that also probably means, you know, dropping that excess body fat that we might be carrying. Right. If you're overweight or obese, you know, we need that's sort of the target.
This goes like just tying in all the lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
All of it.
I know.
Yeah. I'm seeing a few questions of people joining late, wondering what topic we're discussing. So I'm just going to throw out there again. We are talking about prostate health, as it is currently the #1 requested supplement that I get emails for. So we're here to address it all.
Yeah.
And give you the stack that works for it.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into it.
Okay.
Unless you
So,
got
well,
something
I
else.
mean, when you were talking about lifestyle, I mean, obviously we're talking about, inflammation. So make sure you're following like an anti-inflammatory diet, rich in vegetables,
Oh yeah.
antioxidants,
Please.
low processed meats, foods. Make sure you're getting regular physical activity. You talked about weight management, stress reduction, because sleep. I mean, these play a major role. So these are constant, like common denominators that you guys hear us talk about. And I hope that makes you think how important it is that we literally stress this every single time. So again, when I get the request for a supplement, a specific prostate supplement, my brain goes straight to the marketing. I look at these supplements that are out there,
So did I.
and it's just like, so you put the words on there, prostate health or a prostate supplement or whatever it is. But again, it's all about the ingredients in there. And when we have those ingredients covered across the Livegood products that you are in general supposed to be taking every day, I mean, you see them right here. Going to run through it, and then we'll talk about specifically what's in the product that helps for prostate health. But we have our factor 4 over and over and over again. We preach how everybody needs to be taking factor 4.
Yeah, they do. It's
the
number one
inflammation,
seller.
your omegas. I mean, you have to. Magnesium involved in over 300 chemical reactions in the body. Many are saying it's closer to 600. Your multivitamin cannot go without it. Your vitamin D, we know this stuff. And then one of our newer launch supplements is our men's vitality.
Yep.
So that pulls in here. And while you're thinking like, okay, vitality, we think about, that how might help in our sexual department, but there are so many things, ingredients in vitality that actually, help for prostate health, help for hormone health. So that's why we have this beautiful stack right here. So again, we always talk about taking these for everybody. Your factor 4, your magnesium, your multivitamin D, and you add in vitality, you guys are covered. Cover your bases. So this is our prostate health stack. All right, let's first, because I'm gonna go in the order that I wrote it down, but we have our bioactive complete multivitamin for men. We have the lycopene in there, right? Lycopene is very important for prostate health, and it's very high antioxidant. I mean, that's the major role.
Yeah, it's highly concentrated in the prostate tissue. So the epithelial cells, that's where it really does concentrate. That's lycopene is a great antioxidant. You're going to hear a common theme about antioxidant. That's what Lisa was talking about when you says eat certain types of clean foods, but avoid the other ones, because you want to avoid the foods that are triggering the cascade of like free radical generation, because the free radicals are sort of where that inflammatory process can really start, and that low grade inflammation. But that's the stuff that's really driving a lot of the prostate growth. There's hormonal imbalances, but there's this huge element that is environmental, and we're definitely seeing an increase in incidence of enlarged prostate. So when she starts saying things like, antioxidants, I mean, that is the name of the game. Eating those high nutrient density foods that are rich in antioxidants is for all aspects of health, but prostate happens to be one of those ones where it really does matter. Right. It really matters.
And not to mention like your zinc, your selenium, those are great for testosterone and immune function. Also your B vitamins, important for hormone metabolism, detox, energy.
That's right.
Not to mention when you're taking your multivitamin, you're getting all your micronutrients in here. So like, not only are you getting the support for your prostate, you're getting all the other stuff too, right?
Sure.
Vitamin D3 supports hormone and immune function.
Converts to a hormone, so it has a lot of benefits downstream from what it. Yeah.
And the K2 helps the calcium go to the bones where we want it, not the prostate.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I found that interesting. So they support inflammation, balanced cell growth. Flip it over to questions. Flipping over to our magnesium complex, improves urinary flow and bladder relaxation, helps regulate testosterone and reduce nighttime urgency, helps relax, supports stress and muscle recovery. Got your magnesium. And again, when you're looking at prostate health supplements, you might see some of these ingredients in there. You're not going to see them all, and then you can get them all here, plus more. Factor 4, here goes our anti-inflammatory blend, your omegas, your turmeric, your garlic, your CoQ10 helps lower systemic inflammation. I mean,
oh yeah,
got to be taking this. Yeah. It can reduce an elevated CRP PSA, supports joint heart health.
Yeah, those are your inflammatory markers.
Yeah,
CRP and in our Lucans
Right.
and some of the others. Yeah.
And then I'll let you dive a little further into Vitality. I'll introduce it, and you can probably talk a little bit more about it. But I mean, some key features is saw palmetto.
Saw palmetto, potent antioxidant. Again, highly studied, evaluated for its benefits in the prostate.
It helps lower DHT, which tends to be high when estrogen
Within large prostates.
But typically when estrogen is high. Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure I'm remembering all this properly. So combined with the Tonkat Ali, right? Fenugreek, it helps with testosterone, libido, stamina.
Right. And the pygeum is also very beneficial for prostate. We have in our Vitality, as well as the DIM. So DIM can help with the estrogen balancing that we talked about. Remember that higher estrogen level in men is going to be an issue for prostate growth as well. So so that is a prostate health support supplement. That's kind of, I know a lot of people think of it as a hormone support supplement because it's all interrelated. I mean, there's a lot of overlap in those two areas.
Yes.
Truly don't think you need to have a dedicated prostate supplement, because look what happens when you do. You go Amazon or any one of these brands that are out there, look at it. It's complete junk. It's 1 or 2 ingredients.
Right.
It's $20 to $40.
Yeah, someone had just said up there. I bought my father-in-law or grandfather, whatever.
And it literally has the cheapest form of, say, saw palmetto, because there's multiple forms. If you look at ours, ours is a standardized extract across multiple extracts, probably one of the only ones on the market with that particular extract, or with that, standardized extract. So you've got to really know how to look at the labels and just decipher, like, is this any good or is it junk? But truly, I mean, most is junk. It's like they put a B vitamin complex in there with zinc and call it a supplement for prostate support. You're like, oh, please. And the B vitamins are all synthetic, and they're just non-methylated. So you're sort of just in this situation where you be careful how you spend your money on these high marketing ad spend return
buzzwords, claims, whatever it is.
There's a lot of medical claims in the prostate world too, which is really bizarre. Making a lot of claims, like guaranteed to shrink your prostate.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, guys, it really is about these lifestyle changes that we make. And of course, there's a hereditary component to it. So if you have a father, brother, uncle, and it has anything, large prostate cancer, you really definitely need to be screening at a regular interval.
Yes.
So
as you know, Livegood offers there's science-backed ingredients in our products.
Totally.
And these are science-backed ingredients to help improve prostate health, to help support prostate health.
Yeah.
Hormones, inflammation, detox.
And the urinary tract system, right?
Right.
And
and us, high quality, low price, like we try to bring all this information to you, because again, it's so confusing when you go into the marketing world or walk down an aisle of a health food store and all the supplements. I mean, even when I walk down there, I just get, what is all this stuff? It's very overwhelming, and buzzwords sparking out at you. You Google it, or you put on Amazon, prostate health supplement. Look at all this. Just do it. Just with your phone right now, do it. See all the stuff that comes out. Read the ingredients. Look at the dosing. I know you guys, it's hard to determine quality of each ingredient. Like you were talking, saw palmetto, like there's a lot of junk on the market, which is very true. But that's why we will always bring you the highest quality ingredients in our supplements.
Sweet.
Always and forever.
Awesome.
So have you seen any questions? I don't know if I've seen any pertaining to specifically prostate health, but remember, for those of you that email me, I think I told you that I probably get at least 2 emails a day requesting for a prostate supplement. And really that is a lot. I get many emails a day, but they're always not requesting something. So when it's common that I'm getting 2 a day, this is why we are bringing this to your attention, and wanted to let you know that if you're doing what we talked about,
you'll cover your bases. You'll cover your bases.
Yeah. So again, we have our factor 4, we have our magnesium, we have our men's multivitamin, we have our vitamin D3, K2, and our Vitality. So make sure you are taking this amazing supplement stack. Share the knowledge with your friends, your male friends and family.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody needs to know this, needs to support their prostate, and needs to increase their vitality.
Yeah, and if you have any questions on like screening, tests, things of that nature, you can email me. It's something I can easily shoot back to you, just to have a conversation with your physician. And if you've never been screened before, it's honestly simple blood screen that you should have. So get out there and get it done, guys.
Right. And it's not just about prostate health. It's not just about avoiding problems. It's about improving quality of life.
That's right.
So
like we
remember that always.
We introed it, and we're going to exit with that too. So always about quality of life.
Yes. If you guys have any other questions, as always, reach out to me, Lisa at livegood.com. Make sure you check out our website, all of our other amazing supplements, but get your prostate health stack today.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.